everyone, welcome back for part 5, chapter 5 of Kasper and the Glitter. Heartthrob lay on a sunbed. He'd taken off his jacket and jeans and was wearing a pair of special dark glasses to protect his eyes from the light. Kasper sat nearby a pile of magazines. He was mending the holes in Heartthrob's jeans. "Getting very hot under here, man," Heartthrob complained, wiping sweat from his forehead. "I hope I'm not going to burn." "You won't," Kasper assured him. "You can be under there for a few more minutes. I've studied the manual carefully." "I'm parched, man. Would you like something to drink?" "Wouldn't say no." Kasper rushed to the kitchen and poured a glass of lemonade, then handed it to Heartthrob. Heartthrob took a sip and grinned. "Lovely jubbly," he said, licking his lips. Kasper sat back down and continued mending. Oh, by the way, there's Heartthrob doing his sun tanning. Kasper sat back down and continued mending the jeans. "Tell me things, Heartthrob," he said. "What things?" "About the city," Kasper replied. "I've never been there, you see." Kasper nearly choked on his lemonade. "Never been to the city," he spluttered. "You must be having me on." "I'm not," Kasper told him. "I've never been anywhere but the house and the garden." "But you must have seen the city on the television, right?" "We haven't got a television." "Heard about it on the radio then?" "We haven't got a radio either." "But I know what televisions and radios look like. I've seen them in magazines." "You and your magazines!" "Pumpkin says magazines can teach me everything I need to know." "Such as?" Well, how to cook and how to do the housework. And, oh yes, how to look your best after an all-night party." "How many all-night parties have you been to then?" "Well, none," Kasper confessed, then added, "but when I do, I'll be as fresh as a flower in the morning." Heartthrob took a deep breath. "Let me get this right, man," he said. "You live all alone out here?" "I'm not alone. I've got Pumpkin." All right, don't split hairs." "And you've never left the house?" "Certainly not." "And you've learned everything you know from magazines?" "Absolutely. I can cook and do housework better than anyone." "You do all the house cooking and housework?" "Absolutely." "What does Pumpkin do then?" "She sparkles," Kasper said. There was a long pause while Heartthrob stared thoughtfully at Kasper. Finally, he said, "You're odd, man." "I'm not odd," cried Kasper. "Of course you are. Look at you. You're cut off from the world and dressed in yellow." "It's not odd to wear yellow," said Kasper. "Lots of people wear yellow. I've seen them in—" "Don't tell me!" "Magazines." "Well, I have." Kasper was getting upset now. "Anyway, I think you're odd." "Nothing odd about me, man." "There certainly is, with your quiff and leather jacket and calling everyone man and having such white teeth." All right, said Heartthrob. "Don't fly off the handle. Arguments do my head in. I look odd to you and you look odd to me. Let's just leave it like that and enjoy the sunshine, eh?" Kasper thought for a while. "Certainly," he said. Then added, "but only if you tell me things about the city." "Absolutely." Heartthrob sighed. "Oh, anything for a quiet life." Then he took a deep breath. "Right, let's see where to begin. Oh no, let me ask you something, man. When you look at the city, how many cities do you see?" "One, of course," replied Kasper. "One, eh?" grinned Heartthrob. "Well, you're wrong. There are two." "Two?" Kasper exclaimed. "What do you mean?" "Well, the first city is the one you see when you look across the wasteground. The one with the tall buildings full of the twinkling lights. The one where people have got somewhere to snuggle up in. This city is called the Glitter." He glanced at Kasper. "With me so far?" "I think so." "Then there's the other city," Arthur went on. "The city that's full of people with nowhere to live. This city is called the Gloom." "The Gloom," gasped Kasper. "That's where I come from." "But what does your mother have to say about that?" Heartthrob wiped the sweat from his forehead and flicked it at the sunbed. It fizzled in the heat and turned into steam. "Don't have a mum," he said. Suddenly there was a flapping sound. A large moth had flown in through the open window and started fluttering round the sunbed. Quick as a flash, Heartthrob reached out and caught the moth between his finger and his thumb. The moth's body was brown and covered with tiny hairs. Heartthrob grinned mischievously and thrust the moth at Kasper. Kasper leaned forward to get a better look. "You're not afraid of moths?" Heartthrob exclaimed, surprised. "Why should I be?" Kasper replied. "We've got plenty of them out here, especially when the sunbed's from. They're attracted by the light." And as if to prove the point, a few more flew in and started fluttering round the sunbed. "I'm cooked enough now," said Heartthrob, letting the moth go. "You can turn the sunbed off and shoo the moths out the window if you like." While Kasper was getting rid of the moth, Heartthrob went over to a mirror and studied his reflection. "Don't see much of a suntan," he complained. "It takes a while to come out," Kasper explained. "Here's your jeans." Kasper had mended Heartthrob's jeans perfectly. Heartthrob had got dressed. "All that sunbathing has made me hungry, man," he said. "Would you like something to eat?" "Wouldn't say no. How does popcorn sound?" "Lovely jubbly. And while you're eating it, would you tell me more about the glitter and the gloom?" "You strike a hard bargain, man," said Heartthrob. So that was chapter 5 of Kasper and the Glitter. See your emails for the questions.